Hello and welcome to 2021. January is often a time when we look to the future to try to determine what our next year or next couple of years will look like. In honor of all of the New Year's resolutions that we are beginning to plan for ourselves, the National Park Service's social media theme for January 2021 is Plot Your Path. My name is Ranger Mike with the Maggie L. Walker National Historic Site, and I want to focus in on a time in Mrs. Walker's life when she gave a speech plotting the path forward for her and the fraternal order that she led, the Independent Order of St. Luke. While it wasn't a New Year's resolution speech, on August 20th, 1901, Mrs. Walker gave a speech to the Right Worthy Grand Council here in Richmond, Virginia. And in that speech, she laid forth her plans for the future of the organization and how it can succeed in the coming years. Early in that speech, Mrs. Walker laid out a sentiment that I think we can all relate to after this year. And that's, quote, "Time and conditions change so rapidly that unless we keep on the alert, ever working, watching, improving, and learning, we will be left behind in the race of progress." End quote. Later in her speech, Mrs. Walker laid out the plans for the future of the organization. And she wanted to transform it through business ventures that they had never attempted before. Mrs. Walker wanted to start a bank through the organization to provide home ownership opportunities. She wanted to begin printing a newspaper so that they could proclaim the work of the order far and wide. And she wanted to start a clothing store to provide jobs for women and a shopping experience free from racial prejudice and segregation. But Mrs. Walker didn't just lay out these plans. In fact, and unlike many of our New Year's resolutions, she made sure to follow through. Because within just about 5 years of her speech, the Independent Order of St. Luke had accomplished those goals. They had opened a bank and were providing home ownership loans. They were printing a newspaper so they could proclaim the work of the order to many people across the country. And they had opened a clothing store that was providing jobs to people and a shopping experience free from segregation. Mrs. Walker not only plotted a path forward, but she made sure that her and the Independent Order of St. Luke would reach the end of that path. And I hope that as you plan your New Year's resolutions, as you look to the future that will be, that you too will be like Mrs. Walker, and you will be able to reach the end of the path that you plot before you.